Hi guys, I'm Ryan O'Reilly from Buffalo Sabres, NHL. Um, I'm going into my 8th season pro, my second season with the Buffalo Sabres now, and I just recently won a World Cup with Team Canada. I'm here to talk about cooperation and how it's so important in my life, especially hockey. Um, Off the ice, it's very important. My first glimpse of it and how I think important it was to me is when my family fostered growing up. We took in a lot of kids that struggled at home, at school, with their parents, and my parents said, we don't know how, the backgrounds they come from and the struggles they go through. So we, had to learn to live with them and get along and find quality with them. And going forward, looking back on it when I was in pro and how important that was to develop relationships with kids that had trouble doing that and getting along with them. It transferred over into hockey where every team I went to, I could connect with people from all different backgrounds, from different areas, and that was much better. We developed a quality world that we wanted to both have success in. And it's never easy at times. There's going to be people you dislike and teammates that can rub you the wrong way. But when you work through it and push each other to get to know each other more, it only helps and it only makes a better winning environment. When you can develop trust in each other, you push each other to different levels, and relying on each other like that is dangerous. You can Not dangerous in the point that it's not good, but dangerous that you can develop a real strong bond. And when you have that bond, it makes it much easier to win. And not only in hockey is it important, but in life, the happiest I am is when my own needs are aside and I'm focused on other people. And it's the same thing for hockey. When I can do that too, when I can put my own ego aside and go out there and play and put my other players' needs before mine, I feel better with myself, and I tend to play better on top of that. And I hope everyone listening to this can do it as well. I just Before I wrap up here, I want you guys to push each other as much as you can to get to know each other, to get to go inside, find out where you come from, find out different things that you don't know, and find different ways to get along. And some people, it's going to be tougher than others, but when you can do it all, it feels great. And for myself, I'm constantly trying to push myself to get to know guys even more and to make them feel more comfortable. And it's it's my 8th year now, and like I said, I'm still working on it every day. Talking to new teammates, trying to hang out with them, find ways to push them, see what they need to hear in order to play better. And that's such an important piece to develop a winning team. And I feel the teams that win are the closest, and they winning together, you hear. And from what I've won, having a close group like that, it makes it that much more special. So, going forward, push each other, push yourself to get to know people, to go deeper, find out what they like, put your own needs aside, and focus on others. So that's all I have. I hope it helps. All the best.